Hey everybody, you're watching GT Sam. I'm Sam. We're back with another episode on my Acura TL because we have a lot of light issues going on here, just all of a suddenly, and it's all been very strange. But first, we're going to tackle my really lame HID bulbs. Yeah, they've probably been in here for, I think the whole time I've actually owned the car. So I think it's time to go ahead and replace the bulbs because the filament inside there, where the gases kind of hang out, I think it's going to get foggy and really nasty. So what does it kind of look like? Well, let me show you here. This is what we're talking about. Now, you don't want to touch this with your hands at all on anywhere with the filament, like glass or anything like that. The residue of your oils and things like that get on there could diminish the quality of the life of the actual bulb and deteriorate faster or cause issues along the way here. So, you want to deal with this with gloves, and that's your best bet. We'll slip this right back in here, but in the middle right there, you can kind of see where that would get foggy, and that could just really dull things out, make things really pathetic. Now, as you can see from this clip here, my driving is pretty bad, and you can't see like anything, and it's just ridiculous. So it's a safety hazard at this point too. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure this is corrected for one thing. Bulb size you need is a D2S. Stock should be about 6,000 K for the temperature if you really want to be specific. How to get to there? Well, that's the fun part. We're gonna take off the whole bumper, take out the headlamp, and then we get to the back of it, and again, go ahead and get the bulb swapped out here. So let me go ahead, let's get started on this. Right here, we're gonna go ahead and take these plastics off. Should be able to pull. We might have some other stuff in the way. My stuff's at the shop, so don't worry about that. There's a bunch of just like rubber grommets. Boom. There we go. That is off. Nice. So now we're gonna have some other grommets like right here, push pin kind of deals, each side usually. But I think either mine have just like kind of disappeared or broken off over time, and that's okay. It makes everything a lot easier for me, so I'm not really worried about that. So once that's out of the way, that is nice. And then you're going to go underneath and remove some panels as well. That's the pretty face, people. Got my carpet here for the cold, wet, hard ground. That's right. So we'll go ahead and get off some of those plastic pieces and go underneath. I suggest you do this too. Be pretty nice. So we do have to go into the wheel liner here. You got your pins right here, push pin things, kind of along here. Then you're gonna go right into here. We got a screwdriver. You got a screw right up in here. Then we're in. So looser. Now what you have to do is just kind of, you gotta get right in there a little bit. Pull it back so you can kind of squeeze your hand in there. There you go. Fold this back right up in here. Right back in here. You see that screw right up there? That's the money load. Now you want a nice screwdriver that has a nice point to it to really get in there. It could be a little rusty, but you want some good grip, and you're gonna angle it back, push up, and get the screw out. So I'm trying to kind of show you a little bit. And I'm not gonna believe it, but this is actually my very specific screwdriver just for this. Works really well. I got that nice pointed tip. You get your plastic back here. Okay, let's push back. You have to kind of go like this. You kind of feel around if you really want to, but it's gonna be right here. Screwdriver. Kind of feel around a little bit. Make sure it's in. Firmly grasp it. Alright, so honestly, push it from the bottom like this. Twist. So you have that nice leverage just in case. There it is. So see, getting a little rusty dusty, but that's okay. Comes out nicely. Alright. There we are. So now, voila. Ooh, it's so dirty. So it's good. Okay, now just do the same thing to the other side. Everybody, yeah, you gotta take some stuff out like here and here. So this is a bolt. You got your little pins again, stuff. Got some things here you gotta take out because you just need to get the bumper off. It's like you have to get it separated from the plastic that's held back like here. So you should be able to just kind of take everything off like that's just connected to the front of the bumper. Then you have like these kind of push pins right up here, kind of like on your bumper bar. Make sure you check that out. Indeed, you do need to take these off, but this is rusted, and luckily I'm able to reach through and feel that it just comes right out. Like it's not actually hooked into the plastic anymore, which is unfortunate, but it like broke through on the plastic on the other side. So that's okay, I'm not worried about it. I have some zip ties hooked in here from just previous, really, that's just how it is. I didn't have anything to hold it back in, so I did that. I think I gotta go ahead and unclip that, but no big deal. Top here, just gotta just be careful not to snap anything. But usually I'm able to kind of pull up and just pop out pretty well. So the top here, you're gonna hear, you may do some pulling, and be some popping and cracking almost, but it should be okay. like that. But, boom, there we go. Once you really get a few things off, that's not that bad. It really does pop off pretty easily. You get pretty used to it too. This should be good. Yep, there it is. I love this bumper because it just always does that. It just pops right off and falls. Well, bumper's off, so let's put this off to the side here. Do. Tell you what though, it looks pretty fierce without the bumper anyway too. I put this in the grass. All right, so we have a good depiction of a lot of these lights here right now. You know, they seem bright and nice right now, everything like that. You know, the color's getting a little off too. It's just getting pretty weak. So next time we see these, should be pretty amazing. Now we got to get this bracket out of here, and I got my cold air intake here held with zip tie. So I got a little extra enhancement right here from when everything kind of broke. So don't worry about that. You don't have a zip tie, you're fine. You got to get this bracket out of here too. You got 2 Phillips right here. Nothing too crazy. Then just some nice screws. So this just pops right out. There you go. A little tab right there. Let's keep those together. Nice safe spot. Go ahead. We got to go ahead and get the 10s out here. You got one down here. Got another one right on the side here. Then you got one up in front here. You need a little extender. So get something like this. Get my head in the way. It's perfect. So get this out of the way. All right. And you will have another one going up actually through here. So coming from the bottom, get a long extension again. You gotta go zip zip. So we got a long extension like this. And voila, piece is out. Nice bracket. Some more stuff to do. Got 2 bolts right up here. So you're gonna have one kind of towards the back and kind of one towards the front here. So you got one right up here. Right in front here. Everything loosens up nicely. So you got to come off to the side here. You got to come to the side here. So you got 2 more bolts there for your bracket because you got your ballast sitting up in here. So you got to take those out. If you have 2, good. If you have 1, okay. I think I only have 1 because 1 broke, I think. Oh, hello. There it goes. Okay, let's go ahead. Take her out nice and easy. Easy, people, easy. There we go. All right. So then, go ahead and start disconnecting the main harness here. So we got the one here. Okay, got the ballast one right here too. All right, then get your fog lights. Try to support this up as much as you can. Using my leg here. You got the turn signals. There we go. Essentially, this side is pretty much the same, but the only thing you gotta do is move the reservoir for the windshield washer fluid. So again, got some 10s. One on the bottom here too. Just move that out of the way. Just kind of slides. See a little more leverage and room. Got your 2 bolts here. 2. Good stuff. So yeah, once that's out of the way, continue on with taking off the headlight unit from the 2 top bolts as well. I have my carpet laid down here. One nice surface, especially if you don't have your front like coated like mine with a plastic wrap. Make sure we're going to scratch anything up here. So we're going to go ahead into this. Now there is going to be a Torx right up here, the Torx bit. So it's a small bit right there. Sometimes can use a screwdriver, but it's a security bit, so you're not going to have a lot of luck with that. So let's go get a bit for that. All right, I got this little set of tools here, but it comes with like security bits that you're going to need. Have the little holes in them. So I'm on a T15. You probably can go slightly bigger, but here's the catch though. I mean, with this bolt right here, I want to be careful. It's already kind of rusty. I remember I made it loose so I wouldn't have problems getting it out because it doesn't fit perfectly, but as long as you're able to stick and hold it firmly and push and twist, you're good. So I'm able to get mine out nicely. Very happy about that. There it is. Not too bad. So don't lose that. All right. So twist. We're gonna twist this way. Boom. There you go. High voltage can kill you. Thank you, but we're unplugged, so you're good. Oh. Now, fun fact, years and years ago, actually, is this a sack for moisture? I think it is. That's a weird statement. Years and years ago, I replaced the igniter and the ballast on this, I believe, or maybe it was just the igniters. I remember getting parts from eBay about 10 years ago, and they've been holding up ever since. So you have this, you can just go take this top part out, twist, and pop this off so you get the bulb out easier. Then you take these out, push the 2 pins, push in, slide them out, boom, there you go. So yeah, you put the bulb in first, line it up right there, then you lock it in place. Either way it works, but this is actually easier so you don't bust up your hands, you know. Then this goes on there, twist, pop, lock, done. There you go, put everything back together. So you're gonna have to really line these things up. You got this big notch here, right here. You line up the top right there, notch here, notch there. So that's how it's gonna go in. So you need to line this up because you're gonna go like this and then twist. So how will this line up? So we gotta go like, install this like this because it's gonna turn. So it's snapped in place, turn, click. Then we have to line up the notches. There we go. Put the cover on and then put your screw in. Of course, before you put everything back together too tight and crazy, do some testing to see and make sure everything actually still works. Can you tell which one's new, which one's old? So you see the before and after, new, old. So there we go. That's the kind of the culprit here right now. So good thing we're replacing them. Let that charge up, and of course you got to have a little bit of a break-in period. Ooh. Okay, look at that difference right there. More green on the left, more blue and cool on the right. Yeah, that's what I remember it looking like before. Like that was a long time ago. That's beautiful. Yeah, when it gets green, when it gets all kinds of green over there, that means it's pretty much dying out and wearing out. It's time to get new ones. If it does like hues of purple, greens, really weird yellows, and like intense yellows, things like that, that's when you know it's supposed to get changed. But this nice, cool blue, oh, I love that. It's gonna still work in it, like get powered up there for a little while as like time goes on, but much better. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna do the other one here, pretty much the same process, and then we hook everything back up. Yes, it is officially very dark out here, and I'm pretty sure it's only like 4 o'clock or something. So anyways, we got to go ahead and put everything back together. So I want to make sure you get all your connections back in. They all go in the same spot as they came out. Of course, there's no really way to mess it up. So you're pretty bulletproof there. So make sure these cables are out of the way. Tuck it right up in there. You have to kind of like take and bend because you got your harness down below here. Let's kind of scoot it up. Miss your whole fender itself too. Straight in line there. There we go. Check down below. We have to make an adjustment again. Kind of swoop it in there. A little. So down below, it's got to go behind the wire bracket. There we go. Take your whole grounding wire there. All right. So this is there. All right. So that's in place. Now, what you want to do? You don't want to go just like start putting a bunch of random bolts in there. You get the 2 on top. You can kind of put them in just to set them, but you don't want to screw them down tight yet, just to hold it in place, because you're gonna have to make some adjustments along the way to make everything fit really well. So I just hand started it for 2 of them. All right, so you have your one up top here, of course, but then you have your brackets. You have your hold down here, goes up into here. You need to get your bracket in place first, then you can start screwing everything in. This isn't too crazy hard. Line everything up. There we go. So you kind of have to lift and screw everything in at the same time. And voila, there it is. Everything is nice, firm, into place. Make sure you get your bracket on here with the 2 screws. You got all your bolts here on top, 2 on top, 2 over on the left here, 1 under here, 1 or 2 if yours didn't rust off and break for the bracket. Then we got 1 around the side here. So I think it should be good in place. Just test everything, make sure it still turns on, it works, and y'all good to go. Now, as we can see in this video, I am driving. It's nighttime. I don't know if you could tell, but I could tell definitely that there's a massive change in the lights. I'm not complaining that I can't see 3 feet in front of me, and the bulbs have had time to work their way in and just get kind of warmed up. So do they work? Absolutely. Was it a great safety investment? For sure. $20 for it. I'd say go for it. It's worth being safe on the road. So guys, what do you think about today's video? If you like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up right there. Make sure you subscribe down below for more content quite like this and much more. And also, if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave it down below. Love to help you out, talk about it. Whatever things you guys need to know about this whole situation and this process, I'd be more than happy to help you out. But guys, thank you so much for watching. This is GT Sam. I'm going to catch you next time. And now, it's snowing, so I'm really ready.